Keynesian economics is what got us out of the Great Depression, not trickle-down economics. Trickle-down economics is what got us Trump and 80% of workers living paycheck to paycheck.
You gotta love hearing motherfucking people preach about economics and math from a state that has some of the lowest test scores in the nation. And the individuals voting against this are from fucking places that have the lowest test scores, period. For fuck's sake. God damn it, let's get this fucking video rocking. So, as some of y'all know, I'm a fan of Jimmy Dore. I like the guy a lot, legitimately. Like, I think he's a cool cat. He's from Chicago, you know what I'm saying? He's a blue-collar individual, such as myself. You know what I mean? He's self-taught. He educates himself as much as he can. He admits that he's fucking borderline retarded about some things. But oftentimes, he has guests on who are fucking like economics professors like Mark Blythe and things of this nature. But he's a lefty. He's a fucking super progressive, and I need to knock this shit out of these fucking ideas. And I think it's important that we get this shit done from time to time, and we have this to fuck out and show evidence and actually fucking sit here and have a real conversation about the things that he's fucking talking about. So, you know what I mean, let's get into this video a little bit. I'm gonna show you some clips. We're not gonna fucking watch the whole goddamn video because it's 25 minutes long, and I'm not interested in having a fucking 50-minute fucking video about this. But let's get into like the meat and potatoes of it, and we'll see where the fuck it goes.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here at the Miserable Liberal and Ron Placone.
Hey Jimmy. Hello.
Ron Placone's going to be in Florida next week. Go to ronplacone.com for tickets. Gainesville. Okay, here we go. So Nancy Pelosi, the Democrats are great political strategists, right? So this is from last year. Nancy Pelosi's favorability rating falls to 9-year low among Democrats. We already showed you Trump is about twice as popular as Nancy Pelosi. So, this is from today. Associated Press. Nancy Pelosi, California elected House Speaker, reclaiming the gavel to lead Democrats confronting President Trump. So there you go. That makes sense, right? Least popular Democrat. Let's make her the face of our party. And so then when you do that, when you make Nancy Pelosi the new Speaker of the House with the support of the progressives, what do you get? Oh, Progressive Caucus stands down on pay-go battle.
All right, so this Jimmy Dore video is about pay-go, which is real basic. You have to pay for shit as you fucking go when you vote for it in fucking Congress. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you have to either eliminate a program or raise fucking taxes to pay for the fucking shit that you want to pay for, instead of, you know, printing things out of fucking thin air. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you know what I mean, just sit there and spend money that we don't fucking have and raise the goddamn deficit in order to do it, and deficit spend to fucking pay for your fucking programs that you want in Congress. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this video is actually going to be about.
The architects of the package, which was unveiled by new Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Rules Committee Chairman Jim McGovern earlier this week, said it will promote diversity and help fight the deficit. So what do? They spend $15 trillion on quantitative easing. The banks need money, we print it. You need money, go pound sand. We're going to fix the deficit. Yeah, but 30 million people don't have health care. We're going to fix the deficit.
Progressive math is the most retarded math in the history of math. And I'll explain why here soon. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to get a feel for what the fuck is going on right now in this motherfucking video.
Yeah, but 80% of workers are living paycheck to paycheck. We're going to fix the deficit. Hey, we're in 8 wars. We're going to fix the deficit.
Hey, Medicare for All actually saves us money overall, and nobody's left out.
No, we have to fix the deficit.
Okay, so the leftist progressives have been standing here screaming out about this fucking libertarian study that was done about how much healthcare or Medicare for All would save, you know what I'm saying, the taxpayers' money. And I mean, well, altogether, it would save the nation money, not the taxpayers. It would save the nation money overall. Now, it's utter and complete nonsense, and they didn't read the whole fucking article. Because in the bottom of the article, there's 3 things it says, all right? Number 1 is, it says it doesn't take into account the amount of money it would cost to cover all the new patients who aren't already fucking receiving healthcare. All right, the people who aren't using it. It also, you know what I'm saying, doesn't take into account how much money it would cost to have free prescriptions, dental, and motherfucking vision care. And on top of that, in the very bottom, the last fucking line, which is the greatest line in the history of all things, it said, you would have to double all taxes in America, personal and corporate, and you still wouldn't be able to afford it. Let me say that again. You would have to double all taxes in America, all of them, and you still wouldn't cover the entire cost of this program. Just so we understand and comprehend where we are with this fucking study. You fucking people are retarded. And you go, oh, well, you know what I'm saying, fucking, you'll see it here soon. Like, I'll show it to you. It says, you know, fucking, you'll spend more money here. You know what I mean? But, like, you know, you'll end up, you know, fucking saving money in the long term. That's not true in any way, shape, or form. We currently spend about $3.1 trillion a year on healthcare. And it would basically cost $3.2 trillion a year in healthcare. All right, over 10 years, it costs $3.2 trillion. And that's not the entire cost, because it doesn't take into account the amount of money it would take for administration costs and things of this nature that individuals aren't actually counting into the whole fucking pie. So I just wanted to wreck the progressive shit on this retarded fucking ideology that they have.
Well, how wouldn't pulling out of Syria help with that?
You would think.
Pulling out all those wars, wouldn't that help with the fighting, you know, helping the deficit?
This is their goddamn priority. Fighting the deficit. This is Nancy Pelosi's first fucking priority. Fighting the deficit. What is she, Bob Dole? By the way, Republicans don't fight the deficit. They come in and they give their constituents everything. $1 trillion in tax cuts. Bloated military. I will be voting, this is Rokana, I will be voting no on the rules package with PAYGO. It is terrible economics. The Austerians, because that's what, so let me just tell you what happened. So from 2000 to 2000, so ever since Bill Clinton and the Republicans and the corporatists repealed Glass-Steagall and deregulated Wall Street, there's a huge bubble. They created a bubble. Everybody knew it was a bubble. I figured it out in 2006. I didn't even own a home. I figured it out. They all knew what they were doing. They stuffed their pockets with billions and billions of dollars. And then when the economy crashes, they tank the whole world economy. And then how do they pay for that? They give trillions of dollars to the banks. They just print it. And then they do austerity. They put that debt burden on the soldiers, on the shoulders of the working class. That's what the frick this is. You can't have Medicare for all. You can't have a college. You can't have a functioning financial sector. You can't have a jobs program. You can't have nice things because we got to do this because Wall Street tanked our economy and we bailed them out, and now the austerity is going to be on your shoulders to pay for it. That's what this is. So he points that the Austerians were wrong about the Great Recession and the Great Depression. They were wrong. Austerity doesn't work. It's the opposite of what you should be doing. At some point, politicians need to learn from the mistakes and read economic history. Yeah.
Okay, let's dig into this a little bit. All right. Now, I fucking completely agree that we shouldn't have bailed out the fucking banking system. Like, fucking utterly and completely, I'm fully behind that ideology. They should not have gotten fucking bailed out. They should have been left to fucking fail and break up and create new fucking businesses. It would have been fucking better to have a whole bunch of new banks than the old ones that fucked everything to fuck up in the first place. This is how natural selection works. This is how the market is supposed to work, okay? Now, and on top of that, we gave them all that fucking money and they still didn't loan it the fuck out anyway the way they were fucking supposed to. Now, let's have a conversation about fucking Keynesian fucking economics versus Austrian economics. You know, okay, so you want to stand here and talk about you can just print out fucking money whenever the fuck it is you want to in order to pay for these goddamn programs because Keynes said so. Now, if you read Keynes, and it's important that you go and actually read the fucking book, because the actual economic model that's set up is that you have a massive amount of manufacturing and export and decent jobs inside of your fucking economy in order to back your currency up. It's not the system that we have right now, okay? And all that money we printed out, all right, has caused a massive amount of inflation inside of our system and has pushed the fucking bottom part of this country, which is the majority of individuals, because we're actually losing wages at this point. The amount of money people are earning. Okay, we're not talking about like, see, because everybody thinks, you know, I mean, the average income in America is $56,000. That's bullshit. The average income in America is $38,000. All right, which is lower than what the fuck it was 10 years ago. See, that's something that nobody wants to have a conversation about. All right, printing money does not allow fucking growth on the bottom of the nation. All right, it doesn't allow for wage growth, and it actually prohibits wage growth and prohibits a better life for your individual citizens. And this is something that you don't ever talk about inside of the system. The more money you print, printing is a tax that you don't see. All right, printing money is a fucking tax that no one sees. When you print out fucking unlimited amount of fucking money, which is what we've been doing. All right, the federal deficit just hit $22 trillion here recently, right? Or 23 trillion. I don't fucking know. It's a lot of goddamn money. And unofficially, it went from 100 trillion to 200 trillion in unfunded liabilities. And that's in the past 10 years. Add to that the average median new home price right now, all right, just hit $400,000. It's gone up $100,000 in 10 years. In the 1960s, it went up $1,000 in 10 years. That's something that we don't talk about. All right. When you move more towards the Keynesian economic mindset, and on top of that, Keynes, you still had a bullion-based fucking dollar. You had a currency that was based on actual fucking heavy metals and actual shit. It was based, it was backed, it was an actual currency. All right, this is fiat fucking money that we have right now. And what you're doing is you're taking the bottom part of society and you're stopping them from being able to buy houses, buy cars, participate in the fucking economy. All right. And it's not just because, yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, then the rich are going to get richer and the poor are going to get poorer because the rich have assets and the poor don't. All right. And there's no way for the poor to be able to get those assets out of the hands of the rich, short of overthrowing the entire system, which is why Keynesian fucking economics doesn't work. All right. You're going to continue to print yourself to the point of where you have a fucking revolution. That's the reality. That's what it really is. That's the actual situation. You fucking leftists don't understand. Or maybe you do. Maybe y'all are smarter than you let on and you're trying to push us towards this point. I actually am too, because I'm looking forward to kicking in some fucking doors. But let's continue with this video a little bit more.
So you think I'm kidding about printing money and giving it to the banks when people are being kicked out of their house? So this is how they did the people. Bankers, nobody in the banking sector lost their house. In fact, this is what they did for them.
Tax money that the Fed is spending?
It's not tax money. The banks have accounts with the Fed much the same way that you have an account in a commercial bank. So to lend to a bank, we simply use the computer to mark up the size of the account that they have with the Fed.
We simply just use a computer. To give money to them, we just, okay, boom, we just put another zero in their ledger sheet. Now they got more money. That's what he's saying.
In the most basic of terms, when they want money, we print it.
What? He'll even say so. Watch.
So it's much more akin, although not exactly the same, but it's much more akin to printing money than it is to borrowing.
You've been...
He just says it. He just says it. We're just printing money for them. So when the banks need money, what do? They freaking print it. That didn't come from a tax somewhere, just like Stephanie Kelton says. Just like Stephanie Kelton says. That's modern monetary theory. You can never go out of money if you print your own money. You can never go out of money if you print your own money. You never run out. We print our own money. So that's why all this deficit fear-mongering is just that. Fear-mongering. The Republicans never give a shit about the deficit when they get in. Ever.
Okay, well, first off, let's correct this, all right? What you're talking about is commercial loaning, all right? They have to pay the fucking money back to the fucking Fed, all right? That's how that works, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Fed loans them money, and then they fucking, have to pay the loan back. It's kind of how it operates. That's why you have interest rates on a mortgage, you know what I mean? Because, the banks have interest rates on the loans that they get from the fucking Federal Reserve. Other than in the past, past like 10 years or something like that. And they just recently started raising fucking rates in the past 4. It's for like 6 years with 0 interest rates, because like they were fucking basically, stimulating the economy, whatever the case might have been. But they were fucking loans. It wasn't they were just handing fucking money. They're not handing money out to the banks on a regular basis. Secondly, have you ever heard of Zimbabwe? You know what I'm saying? Or Israel, or, fucking the Weimar Republic, fucking currently Venezuela. And any place that decides that, they can just print their own fucking money, it will. You know what I mean? You'll never run the fuck out of the money as long as you have a printing press to print it. This is legitimately something that, you know what I'm saying, maybe you should look into. Because eventually you end up in hyperinflation. Where we are right now is in inflation. All right. We are currently in an inflationary bubble. All right. And, you can see it from home prices, car prices, stock prices, fucking, commodity prices, things of this nature. You know what I'm saying? Oil's not so bad because we're actually exporting more oil than anybody else in the fucking world right now. We're the world's #1 producer of oil, which is the reason why it's not costing us as much as it used to. Because we don't have to pay fucking Saudi Arabia to fucking, make it for us. We can pull it out of the ground ourselves through fucking fracking. Which I know you fucking progressive lefties fucking hate, but it is what it is. That's the reasoning why the fuck, oil prices aren't going up. So, with that being said, all right, we are in an inflationary fucking cycle right now. All right, and the bubble's gonna burst, and we'll be back in the fucking same nonsense again. This is what happens when you have Keynesian economics ran by a bunch of fucking morons, okay? And you have individuals who want a whole bunch of free shit for fucking people who, honestly don't really fucking deserve it. And what happens when you destroy the fucking family and push fucking feminism and allow females to have their fucking rights, through fucking standing here printing goddamn money to pay for them to be able to have shit that they didn't fucking earn because their fucking fifis were fucking hurt having to stay with a man. That's really where the fuck we are right now. Legitimately. Jimmy, I love you to death, man. But on some serious shit, you need to do some fucking research. I know that you have economics out here telling you, well, nobody else is going to go anywhere but America for their money. Eventually they will. All right. China's lining up a gold-backed yuan right now. Russia's shoring up their fucking ruble. There's a bunch of things out there that are, gonna actually fucking take over. It is what it is. People are lining up to take over the fucking currency at the moment. And it's gonna happen. America's gonna fall down. We're gonna become more isolationist. It's a fact of life, all right? Because we're out of money, we transferred all our wealth elsewhere. Because we weren't producing any goods for the past 30 fucking years. And we've let go of all of our fucking industries. You heard what Mark Blythe said, all right? What Mark Blythe say? He said the fucking owner class in America stood to here and democratize fucking labor worldwide. All right. They sat there and they globalized the labor pool so that Americans could no longer fucking unionize and strike. But you keep letting more fucking people into the goddamn country, and you keep fucking saying, it's not the immigrants' fault, and it's not. I know it's not. I don't hate immigrants at all in any way, shape, or form, but we're never going to be able to have unions and have an opportunity to bargain for our fucking labor again until we stop bringing in more poor people to compete for fucking labor. That's a fact of fucking life, my friend. But yo, look, man, this video is getting ridiculously long. So I'm gonna shut it down here, man. Yo, enjoy this content. You know the deal. Like, share, and subscribe. Become a fucking patron. I know you don't like Patreon. You don't want to fucking hit Patreon. Hit up fucking Streamlabs and donate. Keep my ass fucking going. You know what I'm saying? Because legitimately, I just got done working fucking 13 hours. Came home and made this motherfucking video for y'all. Enjoy this goddamn content. Peace be like one. Talk to you after the motherfucking weekend. Later.